Petersen. So the non-aggression principle is a sufficient foundation for defense policy.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
You're going to give me, this is like your topic.
I know. I could talk for hours.
I disagreed for a simple reason. And this is one of my complaints about sort of the libertarian anti-war people who I like. Like, I don't like war. I would like there to be no wars. I don't understand how a nation can engage in a foreign conflict and adhere strictly to the NAP. It just seems impossible. And I think we should come as, I'm not saying throw it away. Like, we don't want to hurt civilians. We want to hurt, if we're ever in a conflict, hurt the government agents, hurt the bad guys, hurt the other soldiers. But again, ideally go right to the top. Go to the people.
Well, do what Israel did and just give everybody a pager and blow them up.
Okay, all right, sure. We can drill right down. Everyone loves talking about Israel. It's everyone's favorite subject. Can't get enough of it.
I mean, Thomas Jefferson was like... The thing about Jefferson that is so fascinating as a libertarian is that all of his words and his writings were so libertarian. But then when he became president of the United States, he was waging war, he was killing pirates, he was raising a military, he was starving the East Coast with his embargoes.
Israel violates the NAP all the time. They kill a huge amount of innocent Gazans. That's my understanding, is that a large amount of Gazans die who were innocents, who did nothing against Israel.
Yeah.
Okay? And so... I've seen people argue about ratios, and the ratios aren't so far off from other foreign conflicts, but it doesn't. You're still endorsing the fact that
are the civilians in Nazi Germany who manufacture the Tiger tank, are they innocent?
But why? Okay,
if you work in a factory and you're building a bomb, and you're a civilian and you're not in the military, are you a legitimate target? Yes, you are. So you're a civilian, but you're building a bomb. Okay, well, you're not in the government, you're not in the military, but you're building a bomb.
Why does that? But Israel could take other actions that would kill fewer innocent people. They could send.
I think they could, and I think they do. I think Israel's probably the best at killing exactly who they want to kill. I think the United States can probably learn a lot from Israel. I think that we are probably so. We are so.
The data backs this one up.
I think they do. I think they are very targeted, and I think the United States is actually very targeted in the way that they approach. I think
you have tons
the creation of the drone missile was like one of the more libertarian acts, because isn't it better that we have targeted weapon systems rather than rushing to nuclear weapons? We used nuclear weapons twice. Now we've never had to use them again. And if you want to talk about like destruction, like, are there legitimate targets in war? Yes, right? And are Israel and the United States trying to get after those targets? Yeah, themselves, yes. Are the bad guys putting themselves in between the civilian? If you never ever can attack someone because they place themselves amongst civilians in order to get you to do it, then you'll be killed. You'll be destroyed. You will die. You cannot allow them to use civilians as shields and then claim the moral high ground, because when you're acting in self-defense, that a civilian caught astray.
Well, you know that I did say disagree, because ultimately I do agree with what you said. That I just don't see how in a lot of these situations you could feasibly conduct a war and adhere to a strict definition.
You can't.
But also, okay, I want to be careful, because this is a pattern that's maybe played out with a couple of our answers. I think it's a mistake for libertarians to go, oh well, I can't adhere to the NAP strictly in a foreign conflict, so therefore it doesn't matter. Like, we don't endorse that conclusion. Like, it would still be better. And I
think it does matter.
I think there is more cavalierness about killing innocent people from both the United States military and the Israel military than I think.
The last time that libertarians came up with a war theory was in the 1100s, like just war theory. And we have not come up with a proper way to defend ourselves properly from aggression and violence and threats since Thomas Aquinas. Without a proper, actual, defensible theory that can defend yourself against Hamas or Hezbollah or against any of these violent groups that wish to destroy you. I mean, because the government is violating our NAP every day. We just paid our income taxes on April 15th. We had our NAP violated. How are we fighting back? Are we fighting back with bombs and missiles? No, you can't. Right? Because when you don't have the power or the ability to fight back, you fight back in the way that terrorists fight back, right? Which is passive resistance, guerrilla warfare, et cetera, et cetera. The non-aggression principle, I think, is a dead letter, because war is being waged against you all of the time. Your NAP is constantly being violated, right? And what constitutes a level of aggression that justifies the use of retaliatory violent force? The black guy. He understands. He's probably seen violence. Hey, have you ever been punched in the face? Raise your hand if you've ever been punched in the face. Raise your hand if you've never been punched in the face.
Oh, we found a new. You found a new split question.
I'll tell you, if you have never been punched in the face, you do not understand violence. You don't understand violence if you've never had a violent altercation, if you've never had a correction. The first time I ever got punched in the face was a really good wake-up call because I realized, wow, maybe next time I should strike first.
All right, we're going to do Fight Club in the parking lot.
Okay.
Right.
We don't need to do a poll here, but I would guess that the majority of people who hold to the nap in foreign policy have never been punched in the face. They don't understand violence.
All right, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it moving.
This is my favorite one.
This is the most divisive one.
Win the fight, though.
Yeah, we live in.